Welcome to Quiggler. This is the first of what are going to be a series of tutorials to sort of spoon feed you exactly how to work Quiggler. And you're going to be getting one of these every day for the next 7 or 8 days. Or, by the way, you can just go out and see a 25-minute or so tutorial that will tell you everything you need to know. But in this tutorial, we're going to show you how to get help. And that's just to start you off to know you're grounded, that you always are going to have lots of ways that you can get help. And I'm going to end this with a very brief intro to everything, sort of take you up to 10,000 feet and just really give you a very short introduction to the whole of Quiggler. Now, some of you are on the NAR code only version of the Quiggler app. Some of you are on a free trial. Some of you are subscribers. You're all going to be going to pretty much the same place to get help, but you're going to start in different places. Those of you who are on the NAR free code only version of Quiggler, this is what your landing page looks like. And right on the landing page, you can get help. It's right up on the menu bar at the very top, and you just click Help. And when you click it, you're going to get a drop-down menu, and you're going to have a choice of tutorials or a calendar. The tutorial page looks like this, and you're going to find this particular tutorial that I'm on right now there, as well as lots of others. Again, each one covers a little piece. They're 4, 5, 6 minutes, so they're not very long, and you can always come back and brush up on something. Or you can have one-on-one with us. We are live. We'd love to talk to people. All you do is pick a date and pick a time, and we will have a calendar invite. We will invite you into a Zoom call. If you're not familiar with Zoom, we'll explain all that to you. But we'll be able to follow along with you on your computer so that we can help you with what you're trying to do. And then finally, on the lower right of all pages, you're going to find what looks like an email symbol. It sometimes will be that, or sometimes it says hello. You can click on that anytime. And when you do, up will pop this. So this is a way of you immediately trying to get our attention and help. So just give us your name. In particular, give us your phone number, because we would prefer to just try to call you as soon as possible. We usually have 2 or 3 people standing by, and they'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And then give us some idea of what your question is so that we can prepare and get back to you. Now, for those of you who are on a free trial of Quiggler, and that could be in any state, but remember Florida, Connecticut, and New York City have got the full version, meaning it has state law. Or if you are already a user or a subscriber, you're going to go to Quiggler.com. And when you go to Quiggler.com, you see this page initially. Again, notice in the lower right, you're going to find that email icon, and you can just click on that, and up will pop the page that I just showed you. Or you can go to For Agents, and it will take you to the agent landing page, and it looks like this. And then if you already have an account, you can log in to your account, or you can go right for help again in the lower right. Now you are going to come to your transaction dashboard page. This is going to pop up as soon as you do what we call a test drive, and that's going to be your very next tutorial that's going to come to you tomorrow. But once again here, when you are on your transaction dashboard, you can always get help in the lower right. Or again, just up top, you just click on Help. Again, you're going to be able to do it via a calendar appointment, and that's one-on-one, private to you, or you can go to the tutorials. And even on the tutorial page, there's a help tab. So they are everywhere, and we're here to help guide you and get you through really becoming an expert on Quiggler very, very quickly. Now, while we're on your transaction dashboard page, oh, by the way, that's it for help. So you've now gotten everything you need to know about how to get help. But I want to just orient you to this very important page, because this is where you're going to be most of the time. And it looks like this, and you see I've got a bunch of transactions here. When you do the next tutorial, you're going to have your first test drive there, and there'll be one. And let me just walk you through the top. So notice on the far left, it's grayed out, and that means that that's the tab you're on. And then it's just transaction dashboard. So click on that whenever you want to get back to your transaction dashboard. Then you're going to have your profile. This is where you can go in, you can change pictures, you can change text, you can alter your profile and edit it anytime you want, change your contact information, whatever. Then next is the ethics checklist. We will explain that to you. That's going to be the fourth or fifth tutorial you're going to get from us. But the ethics checklist is very important because it's what's going to give you an A grade so that your name is always associated with an A. And then on the right, again, the Help tab I just showed you. Then there's the More tab. The More tab, by the way, has got other things you can go and click on to get more information. But there you're also going to find how to log out. And just drop that down and you'll have log out and you're out of Quigler. Then under that is the menu bar in blue. Now on the left it says open or close. What that means is open are your existing transactions, and then closed is when you've completed them and we get them out of we don't want them to clog up your dashboard, so we put them into a closed file. But you can always go back and look at them and see what you did. And then on the right are going to be test drive and a new transaction. Again, don't worry about that right now. Your next two tutorials will show you exactly what to do with those tabs and how they work. Finally, when you take a test drive and you create your first test drive, you're going to have a transaction. Notice it says test drive. In this case, I've got lots of them. This happens to be a seller of a co-op in Manhattan, New York. And then on the right, notice it says how many steps you have completed in the transaction. In this case, I haven't completed any, but there are 11 in that particular transaction steps. And below you can see there's buyer transactions, there's single families, there's condos. You can have as many here as you want. You can have as many test drives as you want, not a problem. And you'll be able to invite consumers in. Now, I didn't put a name there, but where it says consumer, it will say their name so that you know exactly which transaction this one is. And you can click on them and see where you are. And that's what I want to show you now, and we'll end with this. When you click on a transaction, you're going to find at the top of the page all of these steps. And they start with pre-listing activities for a seller, or what you do, your initial requirements when you're talking to a buyer. And it takes you through the compensation discussion, disclosures, the offers. It will take you to the accepted offer and contract. All of the steps are on top of the screen for you. Then under them are the actions. Now again, Quigler is just a checklist. Imagine that you have a legal pad and you've just got a list of your to-dos. Well, here it is for you. And this is the list. And all of them are simple yes or no questions. It's just, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you give them this form? It's just keeping you on track. And they're all very simple questions. And we're also going to show you how you can never do anything wrong when you're on Quigler. Because if you do, you're going to get a big stop sign that stops you and says no. Choose the other answer. You see, again, we're not a test or anything like that. We're just a guide. We're a mentor. It's like having your manager right with you, taking you through the transaction, making sure that you have always done the right thing. That's our goal. Finally, let's just end with this. Just above the actions and below the steps, you're going to see these three tabs. Open actions, completed actions, and agreed actions. Now the open actions simply means those that are not yet done. So again, you've clicked on a transaction, you click on any step, and you'll see what you have not done yet, what remains to be done, or you can see what you have done, and we'll come back and explain to you the Agree tab a little bit later. But this is it. This is all you need to know. This is the screen you're going to spend a lot of time on, and everything is here for each transaction. All right, and that is what your transaction dashboard will end up looking like over time. And notice, when you complete a step, you will start accumulating A grades. And that's really for you to, hey, pat yourself on the back and say, hey, I did it. And it's not difficult. And that is my final thought with you. Quigler is not difficult. Rather, it is intended to make your business life easier. It's just a different way of doing the very same actions that every great agent has always done. Because remember, there's nothing in Quigler that's optional. Everything here is required by the Code of Ethics or by the state law or by federal law. But now you're doing it in a way that provides you massive extra benefits, like keeping you on track and making sure that you are always doing the right thing. It's like providing your clients now with process and transaction transparency that has never before been possible. And that's going to help center them and make them feel really good about you and help you develop that trust and loyalty that's going to make them clients for life. It's going to automate your notifications to them so that now there's never going to be any question that you are always communicating with them and keeping your clients in the loop and in the know. And it's going to automate your update letters. This is an absolute revolution. No program, no app has ever done that, but you're now going to get an automated update letter that you're going to be able to customize going forward. And all of this is being done with a simple yes or no click on your transaction dashboard. So many years ago, we used to use typewriters, if you recall, and we had to get off using a typewriter, and we had to go and learn a new app called Word. And what that word processing app did, however, was it allowed us to do all kinds of additional things with the same effort we used to have with the typewriter. Well, the same is true of Quigler. In addition, years ago, we used to use a calculator in order to make some complex spreadsheets, and then suddenly Excel came along. Again, doing the same thing, but now we're doing it in a different way that allows us to have many more benefits from it. So you are going to have to spend 20 minutes to half an hour if you want getting to know Quigler, getting to learn how to use it. We've got lots of help for you. We never leave you. We're happy to talk one-on-one with you. Just give us a shout. But once you get it under your belt, you're going to have a whole different way of doing the same thing that you have always done, but now more efficiently, more professionally, and with greater customer satisfaction, because you're going to give them the communication, transparency, process knowledge they want that leads to their believing in the honesty and integrity that you have, and thereby becoming clients for life. Okay, let's get going.